We babies are having a crisis. Babies aren't getting as much love as we used to. Behold our mortal enemy, puppies. Aww. No, that's exactly the problem. Have you learned anything?
A, B, C, D.
No, what have you learned about puppies?
Hey, puppy!
No, Jimbo, puppies are evil. Stacy, read back the notes.
I can't read. What's it say? Boss Baby!
Oh, it's like they're having their own little meeting. Who wants dessert?
This is so humiliating.
Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Christine Alonso, The Boss Baby is crawling into theaters. And what is this thing?
I wish I knew. I've seen it and I still don't really understand it. I have tried really hard to explain it to various people and I still have trouble, so let's try it again. The best I can explain to you is that he's a baby, but he's actually a mob boss with the voice of Alec Baldwin, and he shows up at this family's house one day in like a suit with a briefcase, and no one thinks that's weird. Take a look.
I don't wear nautical.
Who's putting this thing on?
What have you done to me?
What's all the racket? Isn't he adorable? Oh, I've got one for you too. What?
Bummer.
DreamWorks The Boss Baby.
Put that cookie down. Cookies are for closers.
Well, he's not a mob boss. He's a corporate
He talks
boss.
like a mob boss. Like he's actually his like middle management, right? But he
Yeah.
talks like a mob boss, and they have all kinds of like references, like visual cues to suggest that he's like an old school mafia guy.
That's true.
Or
I
he like
suppose.
throws money around wherever he goes. So he has like the little, what are those called? The garters. that hold
Garters,
up his
yeah.
socks. So it's really confusing.
No,
this movie.
Dave edits my reviews before I post them, and I was just trying to, when in my written review, I was trying to explain the plot of this thing. He's like, wait, what? What? Because yeah, in this movie, babies either go down the chute and are born to families, or they get sent to corporate. And Alec Baldwin gets sent to corporate, where you drink a formula where you never age, but you have an adult brain and you are running the business side of the babies. Storks was better at explaining this stuff.
This is true. Storks had a complicated mythology as well, but at least
it made more
sense, right? So this is like, they're not only are they little adults inside of baby bodies, but they also know enough to like make pop culture references.
Yes.
Like cookies are for closers. And
right,
things like
and
that.
they can communicate with their fellow babies who can also talk back to them. Even the excuse for all of this is that it's a story that is being told as a flashback. So that we're supposed to Tobey Maguire's narrating Stand By Me style. So we're supposed to sort of like accept that it's, and ultimately this is really a movie about sibling rivalry, I guess. You know, there's the kid who is voiced by Ralph Bakshi's grandson, interestingly enough. You know, has this great life with his parents, and then suddenly the boss baby shows up and is getting all the attention, and that's a neat idea and it's a neat metaphor, but the movie takes that metaphor way too far. And then it also does that thing that drives me kind of nuts in contemporary cartoons, where there's like earth-shattering stakes and a race against time, and like they really sort of overload the plot stuff. And it's like, if you had just made the movie about the kid resenting the baby, and the baby being, you know, this like weirdly adult manipulative thing, then there's a movie in there. But there's just too much other stuff. I like the look of it though.
I like the look of it too, especially because the little boy, his name is Timmy, the 7-year-old boy who does not want a little brother. He has this really active, very fertile imagination.
Right.
So they go inside his brain, and you see how he imagines himself playing with his toys. And like, as a mom of a 7-year-old boy, I can attest, like they do that. Like they narrate their own little stuff, and that part was very lively and very colorful, and there was a cool look to it, like a cool kind of off-kilter look to the animation in those segments.
And it's also because it's a flashback, like they never come out and say it's the 70s, but everything in the movie is very analog. It's like Instamatic cameras and Rock'em Sock'em robots and tape recorders, and you know, so it's cool sort of old technology and pre-digital, you know, objects in the movie that are kind of fun.
Yeah, and the phone that Boss Baby talks on to corporate is like with an old plastic Fisher-Price phone with like
the little
smiley
red button
face.
in the middle, yeah.
So yeah, that is true. It's an interesting voice cast. Like Jimmy Kimmel and Lisa Kudrow are the parents, and they're not necessarily people that you ordinarily hear doing kind of animation. Steve Buscemi is the evil. It gets complicated. There's like a plot involving puppies and a rocket ship. I'm not even going to begin to describe this.
Again, that's where this movie goes astray. It's like it really, it makes you want to commit to this whole thing about the corporate babies and the puppies on the rocket ship, and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah, they're in cubicles and they all nap at the same time. I mean, I guess there are some kind of cool visual cues here.
Yeah.
I just found it baffling, but kids will like it. There's nothing really in here that is offensive or inappropriate. Kids will like all the imaginative play stuff.
Did you take Nick?
I did, because he really wanted to see it. Because you're going down the 405, you know how there's that giant, it's like a parking
the
garage
building size
or a
billboard,
storage
yeah.
building, and they put like giant posters on, they wrap the whole building and like, look, Logan's coming out, or look, whatever it is. And so like, for weeks and weeks, we've been going down the 405 and seeing Boss Baby. It's just, he's ubiquitous. And so we had to go see Boss Baby. He liked it, but again, like he liked the kids and he liked the imagination part of it. I don't know that the actual plot will make sense to children.
Well, I brought it up because you always say, well, Nick asked me about, what does this mean? And who is that? I'm like, good luck answering the questions on this one because I don't even know.
Yeah, thankfully he didn't care. So that's it. So my number's a 4. This movie is really weird, but it's kind of fun at times.
I gave it a 5.5. It's so close, but and I liked looking at it, but yeah, the story is just.
Were you distracted the whole time imagining that Boss Baby was actually like Boss Donald Trump because it's Alec Baldwin doing
There
this?
are a few Trumpy moments. There's a few like when you're talking about like him throwing the money at people, like the way he behaves. I was occasionally like, oh, I see what they're doing there, but you know.
Yes. President Baby. All right, so our number is a 4.8. It's at 31% on the tomato meter. Again, like if your kids want to see it, it's super harmless, but good luck.
Rent storks.
Yeah, bye.